Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Bryan, and before I start, I just want to apologize for my black eye over here because I am a boy mom of two rowdy boys, and 2 days ago, my 2.5-year-old headbutted me. So you can kind of see the outcome of that. And thanks to Rodan & Fields, I am 100% absolutely foundation and even makeup free, which is amazing. But it also means that I decided to just kind of sport this black eye instead of going out and buying some cheap, crappy foundation that I knew I was going to throw away. So that's kind of explains what's going on here. So just bear with me. I am a real hot mess mom and just kind of going with it. In fact, right now I am recording this while the guilty culprit of the black eye is taking a nap. And that is one of the most amazing things that I love about Rodan & Fields, about this business, is that it's super flexible and it just fits into my crazy, hectic life whenever I need it to. It can fit in, nap time or in line at the bank or the pickup line or whatever, after the kids go to bed at night. Anytime I want to fit it in, I can do as much as, 5 minutes or an hour. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for me that day, that week, that month. And that is why I'm able to do this. So, because my life is crazy, and if you guys are, parents out there, then you know that too. Even if you're not, life's just crazy. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I heard about Rodan & Fields, how I got started, and what it's done for my skin and my family and income. So here we go. It was a few years back that I had, well, actually, let's start from the very beginning. I've always had pretty decent skin. I haven't really had any, I was pretty fortunate in that I didn't suffer from acne growing up, but that definitely didn't mean that I had perfect skin. And I was out in the sun all the time, all summer long. I lifeguarded for years as a teenager at the public pool, and I despised, I loathed sunscreen, and I thought it was so super greasy and nasty, and I just didn't use it. Honestly, I did not use it. I hated it, and I kind of thought, teenagers were young and dumb and stupid. I thought that if I got a little pink and it turned into a tan the next day, then that was cute. And now we know that that is so, so, so awful for our skin. So, fast forward to my mid-20s, I had my first son, Nolan, and he was about 2, and it was spring, starting to get into summertime, and the first time, my skin started turning all blotchy and weird, and I had never had that happen before. And it was blotchy all up here, blotchy and shadowy, and underneath my eyes, minus the black eye. And then what was worse is that it was on my lip. And it looked dirty. That's what it just looked kind of blotchy and kind of faded but dirty and just whatever. I had no clue what was going on with my skin. I thought that maybe I'd been out in the sun somehow and had some weird tan, and that it would just fade away, because that's usually what happened when I would get tan. After a few days, it would just kind of fade away. This was not fading away, and I started scrubbing and scrubbing at it. It was not going anywhere, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So finally, I got the bright idea, ask my sister, who is a physician's assistant, and she works in an office that specializes with skincare stuff. They do laser hair removal and Botox and Juvederm and laser peels and all that kind of good stuff. So, hello. We live a couple hours away, so I don't always see her. So once I finally was home visiting, I asked her what was going on with my face. And I think she even brought it up, what is up with your face? I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. So she said that I had melasma. I had no idea what that was. And she said, well, it's pregnancy mask. And I'm like, okay, whoa, I'm not pregnant, and my son is 2. So what are you talking about? She's like, well, it doesn't have to be when you're pregnant. It's caused when, usually by your hormones being basically all out of whack. And let's just be honest, even if your kid is 2 or 22 or whatever, your hormones never quite bounce back. At least mine didn't. So they're always out of whack. So she said that it's just kind of a hormonal imbalance. It's often associated with pregnancy, but it doesn't have to be. And it's it's just, it's messing up your skin basically. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do for it? Can I just come up to the office and have you like laser it off? And she said, no, it doesn't. Lasers don't really work on that. It's coming from within and up to the surface. So lasering it isn't going to address the issue. It's like an underlying issue. But you should try this Rodan and Fields that I'm selling. And I remember thinking, what the heck is Rodan and Fields? I probably said that. Is this like a prescription? Is it a pill I take? I had no clue what it was. And she said, well, it's a skincare regimen. It's a 4-step skincare regimen. And I think I was like, no, I'll stop you right there. I don't use skincare, because I didn't. I used a wash rag. I washed my face with a wash rag. And I know that's super gross, but that's what I did. A bar of soap and wash rag. And I thought that it was working for me at the time. And it was not, but I thought it was. So I just told her what any, sister does when their other sister tells them, gives them advice. I said no, and I didn't listen to her. And I thought, I can't do 4 steps. That's like, whoa, crazy, too much for my life. I can't handle that. I won't do it. And then my other thought was, what the heck is she doing selling stuff? Because here she is, she's a physician's assistant. I was an Oklahoma teacher, and I taught middle school and high school for 7 years. And if any one of us needed some extra cash, it was definitely me, the poor teacher. So I just thought that was really weird. We had never sold anything, not that we were against it, but neither one of us had never been involved in any type of sales. It didn't matter, candles, jewelry, bags, whatever. We just hadn't done it. We didn't do it. And so I thought that was really weird, because she is the busiest person that I know. She had 2 kids. They're older than my boys are. And so they were involved in all these activities. She works 3 part-time jobs for the hospital in the medical field. Her husband is a coach. So you know how crazy that is. He's a baseball coach, and he's gone all the time taking care of fields and so many games. So I just thought, what the heck is she doing? Why would she be running around like a mad person? She's already doing that. Why would she add to her plate and just her already busy plate for like a couple $100 or something? I had no idea what she was making, but I thought that like maybe for $100 or $200, that's what she was doing. And I thought she was crazy. So I said no. Fast forward to a couple months later, we are like in the heart of summer, and my skin only got worse. And my breaking point came when my husband and my dad, both within the same week, and these are the men in my life that I could chop 12 inches off my hair and color it purple and they would not notice. They both stopped me individually. My husband stopped me one day. I was talking to him, and I could tell he was like staring up here at my forehead. And finally he just said, "Did you wash your face today? Because it looks dirty." And I said, yes, I washed my face. I scrubbed, and this stuff will not come off. It's my skin. So then it was a few days later, I was visiting my parents, and my dad walked by me and then stopped and stepped back and did a double take and said, "Did you fall asleep out in the sun?" And it was at that moment that I'm like, okay, I have got to do something about my skin. Did I call my sister? No, I didn't. I still put it off. So thank goodness for older sisters who know what is good for you, and they know more than you do. I had no idea what these products were, or that they were the proactive doctors. I didn't know anything like that. So I had just put it off and didn't think that it would work. And she called me one night, and I will never forget, I answered, and she said, "Listen, here's what we're going to do. You need to fix your skin. You're complaining about it. You're crying about it. Like you're uncomfortable about it, and you've got to fix it. So what you're going to do is you're going to order Reverse. It's going to clear your skin. You're going to love it. You're going to be more confident. And also you're going to make enough money to be a stay-at-home mom like you've always wanted to be, because I signed you up to be a consultant." And I remember hanging up the phone and rolling my eyes at her and thinking, what the heck did she just get me into? And I thought, I rolled my eyes when she said that I could make back my teacher's salary. I thought she was crazy. So I went ahead. I thought, well, what the heck? I'm already signed up. So I was getting a good discount. I ordered the Reverse. It cleared my skin up. It made my skin glowing. Everything that I'd been struggling with washed away after just a couple months. 60-day money back guarantee. So it cleared it. It cleaned it up like nothing else I'd ever seen. And I was so amazed. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. So I mentioned it to some of my friends and family, the close people that are, kind of safe. And they loved it. And I wish I would have just taken off running with it, because these products are amazing and everyone's going to love it. But I didn't do that because I was scared. Don't be like me. But everyone that tried it loved it. So I started making a little bit of an income at it. And I thought, well, wow, this is really nice. Like, I'm getting a great discount. I love the products, and everybody that I recommend it to, they love it too. So it was a win-win situation. My second son comes along, and he had to be in the NICU for a little bit. He's fine now, but he had to be in the NICU, and I had to take time off of teaching. And if you know anything about teaching, we don't get maternity leave. You have to save up your vacation and your sick days and all that stuff for your maternity leave. So before I was even home with my son to start my maternity leave, I was already burning through my days. And at one point, the hospital, I stayed up at the NICU every day, and I had a long-term sub in for me. And the school called me, and they said, listen, we know you need to be there. That's where you need to be, but we're just letting you know that you're running out of days, and once your days run out, we're going to have to start pulling from your teacher paycheck to pay the substitute. And I wasn't even home yet. And that is a huge deal, because I remember being in panic mode, thinking maybe I need to go teach during the day and drive an hour back to the NICU, the special hospital that we were staying at, and it was just a mess, and nobody needs to do that. So I didn't end up doing that. I stayed at the hospital. But during that time, my big aha moment was that while my professional job that I had gotten a college degree for, and it was supposed to be, the only income I ever thought that I would have, they were withdrawing money from me. They were taking money from me. And I got an email saying that I had been paid by Rodan and Fields. And I hadn't done anything during that stay in the NICU. I had not called any of my preferred customers. I hadn't made any Facebook posts. I hadn't messaged anyone. I hadn't made a phone call. I hadn't talked to anybody about Rodan and Fields. And I still got paid. And that's what was amazing, is that this company, this business runs itself. People love the products. They have their own account. They log on. They order what they want without you even having to know, and it ships straight to their door, and you get paid for it. And that's what happened. And that was my big aha moment of, wow, I could really make something from this. This is amazing. So that summer, my husband and I, we talked about it, and the big concern was my car payment. I needed to make my car payment, and we could, cut back on some other things and rearrange the finances and kind of make it work. But I really wanted to make my own car payment, which was $400 at the time. So I thought, I don't even know if I can do this. This is crazy, but I'll try it. So I stayed home from teaching that year, and within just a few months, not only was I making my car payments, I was making double my car payments, and I paid my car off faster. And that the income from Rodan and Fields kept on coming, and I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since with my boys. And I have now basically matched my teacher salary with this in just 3 years. So it's just amazing what you can do. It does take work, and it doesn't happen overnight, but within 3 years, I've matched what my teacher salary was for 7 years. And teachers don't get, we have steps. We don't get raises or promotions or anything like that. And there were several years where Oklahoma, we didn't even get our steps. And who knows, we're in a real tough spot right now. So who knows where that's going to go. So I'm so glad that I have this as my backup plan. The other thing that was awesome or just a blessing, that we could have never foreseen, was that my husband works in the oil field, and we live here in Cushing, Oklahoma. And we were fine. We were doing good. And like we said, I decided to stay home from teaching that year, and we would just make it work, and we would take, the little Rodan and Fields money and pay my car, and that would be it, and he would cover everything else for our family. It was just a few months later after that, there was a big bust in the oil field industry, and they ran out of work to do. He just ran out. They just called him and said, we don't have any work to do, so just don't come in today, and we'll call and let you know when we get more work to do. And a couple days turned into a couple weeks, turned into a couple months, and so it's just been crazy. But we've had this extra backup income to fall back on, and we wouldn't have had that before. And teaching, you can't just say, hey, I want my job back in October or whatever. You can't just go back and say that. They've already filled the position. So we were really fortunate to have that as a backup plan, and I would say everybody needs a backup plan because you never know what's going to happen. So Rodan & Fields has cleared my skin up, besides my black eye. And although don't think that I'm not putting stuff on it for that. And then it's also just helped, I use Rodan & Fields on all my family members. My kids, we use the Soothe on their sensitive skin. I've used Reverse on me. And I'm still trying to talk my husband into using eye cream consistently. But we all get use out of the Rodan & Fields products. And I get the greatest discount. I get an income. And I get to stay home with my boys while helping my friends and family also love their skin. So it's just been an amazing journey, and one that I would never take back. I have no regrets on it. The only regret I have is that I didn't start sooner and that I didn't just take off running with it, because these are the proactive doctors, and they're backed, the products are backed by 60-day money back guarantee and clinical results proving that they work. We're getting as good of results as, good, if not better than prescription grade, except that it's over the counter and shipped straight to your door. So no holding inventory. I was terrified that I was going to have all these boxes of people's shipments and my boys were going to break into it. And, I would walk in and there would be a room full of, cream, eye cream and everything smeared everywhere in a big mess. And I was going to have to pay for it. And nothing comes to me. I don't carry inventory. It ships to them. And like I said, it fits into my crazy busy life. And I do things while they nap, while I'm in the pickup line. And it's just been amazing for my family. So I hope you enjoyed my story, and have a good day.